We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.
Welcome back. Sean McMillan is our special guest today. We're speaking with Alicia and Caitlin in the tense relationship that you guys are experiencing as a mother and daughter.
And I'm just like, my hands are tied and I don't know what to do, and I just really need help because I'm hurting. So I'm just hurting her, you know, and I feel like, who knows if I'm hurting the rest of the kids because I'm so focused on my relationship with her and how it's going downhill and it's been damaged, and I just don't really feel like I'm being a very good mom, and I wish there was more that I could do for her and something I could say that would make everything better, but I know that's not going to happen. So that's why I said to you, like, I don't care if I'm with him or not because I want to repair the relationship with her. Mm-hmm. And if the reason that we started going downhill was because of the relationship with him, we'll just squash that and then we can start over.
But let me say this, because see, that in and of itself is dysfunctional thinking. And I will tell you, I was so concerned when you said it, because I thought to myself, my goodness, this house is turned totally upside down. And here we have a woman who is taking both relationships and meshing them together and allowing her 16-year-old to dictate her relationship with her partner. And that can't happen. And I know that that's hard for you to hear, but one day you're going to be grown and you're going to be off doing your own thing, and mom is going to be left to do what mom does. And so your relationship with your mother is a totally different relationship than her relationship with her partner. And see, you all have different relationships within the house. You know, I like to tell my family that we're all this wheel. We're individual spokes, but we're all part of this wheel trying to move this family where we need to get it to go. And so you cannot let your children dictate your relationship, but you also can't allow them to become the excuse either, because see, what I'm worried about for you is that you have your own problems in your relationship, and it's easy for you to be the scapegoat. Well, you know, she needs me. My children have to come first. That's the politically correct thing to do. The children are always before the man. No. You have to get real about the individual pieces of the way that your household is running.
So I'm looking at somebody that always has to fight. And I'm just wondering what it would be like if you had an opportunity to set the gloves down and just be sad, to be hurt.
To let yourself cry, laugh.
I don't want my mom to be sad. Like, if I'm upset, then I know that makes her upset. So I feel like if I'm happy, then she sees that I'm happy and she's like, okay, well, as long as she's happy, then I'm happy. So I stay happy so that all the little kids and, you know, are happy.
So let's reframe something for you here, because right now I see you, and I think this may be a theme too, is it feels like you're the parent we're talking to. Mm-hmm. You're taking care of mom. Mm-hmm. And in some way you do allow this to happen because you're getting a need met that you never got met. And you've raised this beautiful 16-year-old daughter who knows how to empathize and connect because she's had to learn how to do that. But we got to put this thing in perspective, because you need to learn that your sadness is a strength. Being able to show emotion and being able to feel what it's like to be hurt and not fight all the time is not a weakness, and it's not a boohoo, and it's not something we write off. It is your fastest way to not just say I'm happy, to really experience happy. Because you don't experience joy until you know how to embrace pain in your reality. Your mom she just gave you a great example of that. And I don't know how much you do that, but that's a beautiful picture. If you could have more connected emotional conversations and talk about what's really going on, to me, that's going to be the path that will lead you guys into a better lane of communication, which is what you came on here to ask for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And boundaries. Your household needs boundaries, because there are some things that are happening in this house that are just simply not acceptable. It's not acceptable for you to disrespect your mother, or, I don't know what you call him, stepfather, boyfriend, whatever you call him. It's not okay. As hard as it is, you're 16 years old. You are the child. It's not okay for your partner to disrespect your daughter. It's not okay.
So what I think would be important, if there's a takeaway today, is that first you two need to do your own work, and then you need to show up differently in your family. But guess what? The family can't wait for the work. So you need to put this, what Spirit's saying, you need to put this in place right away.
Right now. Right now.
It starts today.
I think we need to do some family counseling, and I think that we need to really sit down and talk about where this is going to go from here, what we're going to implement. And I think that not putting so much responsibility on her, because I think it, you know, it really weighs her down and makes her feel like, well, I can't leave and go hang out because I might have to help mom with this or with that. So I think I'm going to try to not involve her so much, but not in that kind of a way, you know? Not involve her as far as, like you said, like just leaving and assuming that she's just going to watch the kids for 15 minutes while I go cry in the car kind of thing. So, I mean, I'm gonna try really hard to just get us some help so that we can work on this so that it doesn't keep going to the rest of the children.
Here's what we think you need to do. I think you need more resources, which is going to be important. But I think if we were just to tell you to go do that, I don't know that you'd follow through. What we'd like to offer you is some sessions with West Coast Counseling. They're one of our preferred providers on the show. They work with a lot of our guests, and they're the best in the business at doing that. And Jody Frank and Cindy Busto run this place, and they are really good at what they do, and they're really heartfelt. Would you accept this gift?
We would absolutely love to do that. Thank you for offering. We would really appreciate that. It would mean a lot to me, and I'm sure it would mean a lot to her and the rest of the family that you haven't met. I mean, it's a start, so that's better than where we were yesterday.
And how about you?
Yeah, I think it's good for us because we need some help. So yeah, I think that'd be
Well,
good.
you got it, and you deserve it. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more right after this. Coming up, what is the most unsettling piece for you?
I had no choice.
We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.